Welcome to your exclusive presentation of Kingsley, Pierson, and Fuller Digital Solutions.
Alrighty. Fuller Digital Solutions, I'm Caleb Claycamp, and we are here at Kingsley Pierson High School on this gorgeous day. You won't be able to hear me. Yep.
Okay.
Be able to hear
We're
me,
good.
But, yep. So here at Kingsley Pierson, and with the head coach of the Kingsley Pierson girls basketball team. Who am I speaking with?
Coach Goodwin.
Coach Goodwin. How are we doing today?
We're doing great.
Awesome. So first and foremost, why don't we introduce yourself and kind of give us a background of how long you've been here with the program, and obviously you kind of pull double duty right now at the moment. You're also the activities director.
Yes, I've been. Yes, so I'm 23 years teaching and at Kingsley Pierson. This is my 22nd as head coach. I was assistant my first year here. And then this is my 22nd as athletic director, too. So I do have two assistants this year. One is volunteering, Coach Spooner. She was with me years ago. She has 5 little ones, so she's volunteering when she can. And then Coach Helber, she's a graduate. She's a Rams. But I was able to get her on staff, too. And with that, we bring a lot of knowledge and we'll work together great, and Coach Halber is just kind of learning the system, but Coach Spooner already knows that. So with that, I have 20 girls this year, and one is a foreign exchange student, Anna, so we welcome her, and she is a quick learner, so she's doing a great job with that. First week of practice, we're 4 days into it. They've been very receptive. We've had a lot of fun. I love to play music, which you might hear it in the background, but they're, we got a lot to put in yet. Obviously, it's just first week, and we have 6 freshmen that came in. So with that, there's a lot of learning, and there's a big jump from junior high to high school. So my older girls are doing a great job with helping teach too.
Sure. And you said 21 girls, 6 of them are freshmen. How do the rest of them shake out? How many seniors do you have? Upperclassmen? That sort of thing? 20
girls. Anna, the foreign exchange, is included in that 20. I have 3 seniors, Brooklyn Bielner, Kara Hill, and Jordan Sitzman. They're doing a great job with their leadership right now and helping all the younger ones. I have 6 juniors. I have 4 sophomores, and then the 6 freshmen. So,
gotcha.
Like I said, the upperclassman is doing great. I have one on injured right now, but she will be coming back. She can kind of practice sparingly, and then she'll be good to go in December. So just very excited. It's a young group. We're not big by any means, but we're very long, lanky, so that'll be fun, and very athletic. So we'll be able to have some depth and be able to run the ball a lot this year.
Gotcha. And that kind of brings me right into my next question. I want to ask, what do you feel like is going to be the identity of the team this year, offensively, defensively? It seems like you have some length, like you said, so some good defensive play I'm sure we can expect from the Panthers this season.
Balance.
Right.
We're going to be a very balanced team. I told them first day of practice I can have 10 of you scoring 10 points a game. Right. I said, you're hard to stop, you're hard to scout, and if somebody's every time you're always going to have an off night shooting, never on defense, but you may have an off night on shooting. When you have a very balanced effort, and I have girls that can score, I have girls that are more defensive minded, but I'm going to make them score. And when you have that, you are tough to stop.
Yep. And it's one of those things where if you can spread that attack out, like it seems like the Panthers do, it's hard for other teams to stop. Unlike if you have maybe one superstar that they can focus on or target with, they have to stop your entire team, all 5 of your girls at any given time. Give me your thoughts on some of the younger girls and the things that you've seen. You mentioned, obviously, the transition from middle school up here at the high school can be a little bit difficult, but I'm sure you still have some nice talent there for the younger girls on the team.
I do, and I'm grateful I got to coach them through the youth as well. So one of them is my youngest daughter. So, but every girl I've coached, I call them all my daughters. So, I know what they are capable of, and I know their talents that they're gifted with. So, and I think, it's always our goal for each player to make the person next to them the best person and player they can be. And I think everybody's going to complement each other very well.
Gotcha. That's very good to hear. Now, Coach, last question here before I let you get back to work. Any goals that you and the team have discussed, or maybe any from a coaching standpoint that you have for the season this year?
Coaching standpoint is just going to be a lot of learning, getting the coaching staff going, and then we definitely won't have everything in by the first game, especially with a lot of new faces and everything, and a lot of different roles. But that's not your goal as a coach. You don't want to peak at the beginning, so we're going to build up, and with a young team, you may take some lumps here and there, but they're going to run. They're going to show you a fast-paced ball game, which is what I love. It's boring just to sit there and not do anything. But I think I want to see progress. I want to see improvement every game. And you might have a loss here and there, but you're going to learn from those losses. And as a young player, as a young team, putting everybody together, you got to learn from that, and you got to build to your next game. And obviously, you have to have a short memory when you're an athlete. You think briefly about the last. I think coaches think about the last loss more than the players should. But then you got to build for that next one. So we'll be, showing improvement every game. And then, when we hit that peaking toward the end, toward that postseason, that's when we better be ready to go.
Sure, and especially in the sport of high school basketball, I feel like it's kind of viewed a lot of times as two seasons. You kind of have before Christmas and then after Christmas. Like you said, you kind of want to be playing your best basketball into the new year and kind of later in the season. So
absolutely.
We're definitely excited to see the Panthers out on the court this year. Thank you so much again for hosting us here at practice and giving us a chance to speak with your wonderful girls that we'll have in the hot seat here before too long. But we'll let you get back to it, Coach. Thank you so much.
Thank you, and we're grateful for all the coverage you give us.
Awesome.
So thank you.
All righty, and yeah, just whenever you want to send them. If you want, whether you want. I might throw my seniors first. Yep, perfect. Yep, that'll work. Thank you, Coach. Yep, that works. Yep. Hello. Come on in, whoever wants to be first. Alrighty. Come on in, have a seat. Alrighty, our first player up in the hot seat. Who am I speaking with? Jordan Sitzman. Awesome. How are you doing today, Jordan?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Awesome. Great to hear. I'm doing well. Thanks for asking. Tell me a little bit about you. First of all, let's go with introduce yourself, who your parents are, how old you are, where you're from.
I'm Jordan Sitzman. My parents are Gina and Jeremy Sitzman, and I'm from Kingsley.
Gotcha. And you're obviously a senior this
Yep.
year on the team.
Yep.
How do you feel like this year is going to go? Are you confident that you guys are in a good position to do well this season?
Yeah, I think it'll definitely be a lot different from last year, of course, but I think it'll be a fun season. It'll be good.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
And obviously, as an upperclassman, how do you feel like some of the younger girls? I mean, you were once in some of their shoes, and you're seeing now from a senior perspective.
Mm-hmm.
How do you feel like some of those younger girls are going to do this year?
I think they're going to do great. They're learning a lot, and they're working hard, and it's been fun. It'll go good.
Gotcha. Talk to me about positions that you play out on the court and where you find yourself most often.
I'm mostly a wing.
Gotcha. So
Yeah.
just kind of out there on the perimeter.
Yep.
Do you know what do you feel like is a strength of your game, either offensively, defensively, anything to that nature?
Sometimes I can be good at shooting, but
Sure.
other
Gotcha.
than that,
Awesome.
yeah.
Awesome. And then a last question here for you. Do you have any goals, obviously, from a team standpoint or from an individual standpoint for yourself or for the team this year?
I'm just hoping that we have fun and do well.
Sure.
Nothing really specific, but I just want it to be a fun season.
Yeah, absolutely. We wish you the best of luck. Thanks so much for
Yeah,
chatting with me,
thank
Jordan. I
you.
appreciate it. Thank you. That was Jordan Sitzman, and now we're going to have our next Kingsley Pierson Panther in the chair. All righty. Who am I speaking with?
Kara.
Kara, how are you doing today?
Good, how are you?
Doing good. Why don't you kind of start the same way, introduce yourself, who your parents are, how old you are, where you're from.
I'm Kara Hill. I'm from Kingsley, Iowa. My parents are Tony and Tori Hill.
Gotcha. And I'm assuming also a senior this
Yes,
year on the team?
senior,
Gotcha.
yeah.
How do you feel like you've improved from kind of your previous years on the team? Now you're an upperclassman. You're a senior. You've done this for a while. How do you feel like you've gotten better over your time here?
I'm just working hard at practice and, yeah, working
Gotcha.
hard.
Awesome. What positions do you play? Where do you find yourself out on the court?
I'm either a ball handler or I'm out on the wing.
Gotcha. So what do you feel like is a strength of yours kind of when you have the ball? That has to be a little bit of a, what do I want to say, a leadership role out on the court, obviously, at the point. Give me some of your thoughts there.
Finding the open one to get a basket.
Sure.
And
Yeah.
getting the assist, I guess.
Sure, yeah, absolutely. That's definitely an important part of the offense is facilitating where the ball goes from the get-go.
Mm-hmm.
Any goals you have for yourself or for the team this year?
Work on my defense,
Gotcha.
stop their game,
Sure.
and then work on my shot as well.
Gotcha. Awesome. So you've got even some specific things you want to work on this season. Awesome. We wish you the best of luck. Thanks so much for chatting with us.
Thank you.
Thank you. That was another senior for Kingsley Pierson. Alrighty. And who am I speaking with?
Brooklyn Billner.
Brooklyn, how are you doing today?
I'm doing good.
Awesome. Great to hear. first and foremost, introduce yourself. Let's go with how old you are, where you're from, who your parents are.
I'm from Kingsley. I'm 17 years old, and my parents are Dub and Casey.
Gotcha. So 17, are you a junior or a senior?
I'm a senior.
Gotcha, a senior this year. Same question as your teammate there. How do you feel like you've improved kind of from maybe when you were first on the team as a freshman, now you've got some experience with you, and you're now a senior on the squad?
I think my confidence has improved, and I just work hard every day.
Gotcha. Awesome. How do you feel like your relationship is with your teammates? I mean, in a small town like this, it seems like you guys are always really close. So give me kind of your thoughts on how your relationship is, especially your fellow seniors.
Yeah, I think we're all really close, and we all get along and just have fun.
Gotcha. Awesome. Do you play any other sports here for Kingsley Pierson?
Yeah.
Gotcha. What other sports do you play?
Track, softball, volleyball, dance,
Gotcha.
cheer.
Awesome. So you definitely do a lot. And do you feel like that's an advantage as well? Because a lot of you guys do a lot of different things and a lot of different sports. So you guys are teammates kind of year-round. Do you feel like that's a bonus when you're going to a small school like this?
Yeah, I think that helps. We just get to know each other better.
Sure. Kind of just a different ball. It's kind of the same teammates and that sort of thing. Do you have any goals for yourself or for the team this year?
Just to continue our strong team bond and have fun the whole season.
Gotcha. Awesome. Well, we wish you the best of luck. Thanks so much for chatting with me, and we'll let you get back to practice.
Thank you.
Thank you. All righty. How are we doing? Awesome. Who am I speaking with?
Emma Dye.
Emma, how are you doing today?
Good.
Awesome. Introduce yourself. Let's go with how old you are, where you're from, and that sort of stuff.
I'm 16 years old and from Kingsley.
Gotcha. So are you a sophomore this year?
Junior.
A junior. Gotcha.
Yes.
So how do you feel now? Obviously, you were an underclassman technically last year. Now you're an upperclassman this year. Does it feel any different, or is it just kind of another year on the season?
It kind of feels the same.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Just another year.
Gotcha. What positions do you play? Where do you find yourself out on the court?
Post and wing, but I find myself mostly on the wing.
Gotcha. What do you feel like a strength of your game is out there on the wing?
Shooting.
Shooting?
Yeah.
Gotcha. Can knock them down, I'm sure.
Sometimes.
Sometimes, gotcha. Maybe
Yeah.
it just depends on the day. Have our whole cold and hot days, definitely for sure.
Yeah.
Do you have any? I guess what are your thoughts on your teammates? Do you feel like you have a close relationship with your fellow teammates on the squad?
Yeah. I got close relationships with almost all of them.
Gotcha. Awesome. And then any goals that you have, either for yourself or for the team this season?
For myself is to come back from injury healthy and be able to help the team out a bit.
Gotcha.
And then as a team, I just want us to have a winning season and make it as far as we can.
Sure. Awesome. Do we have a timeline to when you're going to be back? Or
Hopefully halfway through December.
Gotcha. Awesome. So maybe hopefully we'll get you back a little bit before Christmas and then that second half of the season. Awesome. Thanks so much for chatting. We wish you the best of luck and hope you get healthy soon.
Thank you.
All righty. Our next Kingsley Pierson Panther. And who am I speaking with?
Maggie.
Maggie, how are you doing today? Awesome. Why don't we introduce yourself? Let's go with how old you are, who your parents are, where you're from.
Maggie, 16. My parents are John and Robin Pishoff.
Gotcha. Are you a junior on the team?
Junior.
Gotcha. How do you feel like the team is doing so far? I know it's hard to gauge. Obviously, you've only had a few practices, but I mean, you guys, you have had a look at the team, and give me kind of your thoughts so far.
I think we're pretty good this year. I mean, we're kind of split upperclassmen and underclassmen, so
Gotcha.
a lot of improvement.
Gotcha. Have a good mix and that sort of thing. What about have you seen from some of the younger kids that have maybe surprised you or that you've really thought they've been doing good? I mean, from your upperclassman perspective.
They've been doing good on learning all the new drills and everything, and
Gotcha.
just adapting to a different level of ball.
Yeah, and that's exactly when I was speaking with Coach Goodwin. It's just a different level, maybe a transition up here, but I'm sure you guys are kind of helping them out as you were once kind of those underclassmen and maybe unsure of what to do, and now you're kind of the role model and the people they're looking up to. Any goals for you as we kind of get the season underway?
No, not really any goals.
No goals? No, nothing for you, nothing for the team?
For the team, I don't know, just improving throughout and not getting to a standstill.
Sure.
Keep improving.
Sure, and it's important, especially with a couple of the breaks you have in the season. It's hard to, maybe when you come back from Christmas break, to keep things going like you were. So that's a good goal for you guys. I appreciate that. Awesome. Well, we wish you the best of luck, and thanks so much for chatting with me.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, and we're rolling right along. I think Coach Goodwin said we have about 20 girls on the team this season. Who am I speaking with now?
Riley Bowson.
Riley, how are you doing today?
Good. How are you?
Doing good. Introduce yourself. Let's go with who your parents are, how old you are, where you're from.
I'm from Kingsley. I'm a junior, and my parents are Bart and Laura Bousted.
Gotcha. So a junior. How do you feel like this year? Last year you were a sophomore. Were you on the team as a sophomore and a freshman? Gotcha. So now year 3. How do you feel like you've improved over that period of time?
Just becoming more confident on the court and wanting to shoot the ball.
Gotcha. When you are on the court, what positions are you, and what spots do you find yourself in?
Normally in the wing, but sometimes down in the post. Not very often, though.
Gotcha. I mean, I'm sure you'll do what you have to if you're called upon to do that, but definitely out of the wing, you're confident and comfortable out there. What do you feel like is a strength of your game, either offensively or defensively?
Definitely like seeing the post, like trying to get the ball into them as often as we can.
Gotcha. Kind of trying to insert it in there and kind of moving it around. We like to hear that. Any goals that you have for yourself or for the team this year? I know we very early in the season, obviously haven't even had a competition quite yet, but it's in practice. But I'm sure you still have some goals that you'd like to accomplish.
Some self goals are probably just becoming more confident than I already am and whatever.
Gotcha.
And for team, just continue improving and having a good team chemistry and wanting to play together.
Gotcha. Awesome. Well, that sounds good, and we wish you the best of luck. Thanks so much for chatting with
me. Thank you.
Thank you. All righty, moving right along through our upperclassmen. And who am I speaking with?
My name's Ada Pratt.
Ada, how are you doing today?
Good, how are you?
Doing good. Introduce yourself. Let's go with how old you are, where you're from, who your parents are.
I'm a junior here at KP. I live in Kingsley, Iowa, and my parents are Michael and Kate Pratt.
Gotcha. So a junior this season. Were you on the team as a sophomore and a freshman as well?
Yes.
How do you feel like you've improved kind of now your third year on the team, and I'm sure you've gotten better in the time you've been a Panther?
Yeah. I think overall my grade is a very crucial part of our team, and we have all made ourselves better throughout practice and games through our high school career stuff.
Gotcha. Awesome. How do you feel like your relationship is with your teammates? I mean, in a small town, it kind of seems to me that when you live in a small town and play sports, you're very, very close with your teammates. Is that true with you here at Kingsley Pierson?
Yeah. We do a lot of team stuff, and we all are very close friends throughout school and sports, so we all get along really well and work together as a team.
Gotcha. Tell me the positions that you play, where you find yourself out on the court.
We're pretty a universal team. We all play everywhere. I'm pretty good with going wherever coach tells me.
Sure.
Yeah.
Kind of whatever you need to do to help the team be successful. That's exactly what we like to hear. Last question for you, and we'll let you get back to practice. Any goals that you have for yourself or for the team as we kind of get the year started and progress?
I'd say for myself, I just want to become a better player for my team, and for my team, I just want to show everybody that we have a lot of potential and we'll be able to go places this year.
Gotcha. Awesome. Well, we wish you the best of luck trying to accomplish those goals, and we'll let you get back to practice.
Thank
Thanks
you.
so much for chatting. Thank you. All righty. Next, Kingsley Pierson Panthers girls basketball player. Who am I chatting with?
Claire.
Claire, how are you doing today?
Good. How are you?
Doing good. Let's start with kind of introducing yourself. Let's go with how old you are, where you're from, who your parents are.
Okay, I'm a junior, and then I live in Pierson, Iowa, and my parents are Robin and John Pshaw.
Gotcha. So a junior on the team this year. Last year, technically an underclassman. This year, you're technically an upperclassman. Does it feel any different, or is it just kind of another year on the team on the basketball
It's
team?
kind of another year, but I also feel like I need to step up more as a leader this year.
And you're a junior, you're an upperclassman. You've now got a couple of years below you that are kind of maybe looking up and trying to see the example that you guys have to set for them. How do you feel like you and your teammates have done that? Are you welcoming to some of the younger kids on the team that are here for the first time, maybe?
Yes, we are. We just encourage them a lot. We've gotten close with them from volleyball too, so that kind of helped.
Yeah.
And I'm just excited.
Awesome. So obviously you played volleyball as well. Do you play any other sports here for Kingsley Pierson?
I play softball and track too.
Gotcha. So that's also a thing here at small schools. It seems like a lot of you guys play a lot of different sports, so your teammates year-round. And like you said, you've kind of already met some of the younger kids in your volleyball season. So do you think that's an advantage to maybe larger schools that, you only play one sport?
Yeah, it's definitely an advantage because you get that bond and it just helps.
Gotcha. Awesome. Last question here for you, and then we'll let you get back to practice. Any goals you have for yourself or for the team as we get this season started?
For myself, I just want to improve for the team too. And then for the team, I just want to just little goals.
Sure. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, Claire, thanks so much for chatting with me. We'll let you get back to practice. Have a good one.
Thank you.
Thank you. Alrighty, our next Kingsley Panther. Who am I chatting with?
Ruby.
Ruby, how are you doing today?
Good. How are you?
Doing good. Awesome. Thanks so much for asking. Why don't we start off with kind of introducing yourself, who you are, who your parents are, how old you are, and where you're from.
I'm 16. I live in Kingsley, and my parents are Dallas and Megan Thompson.
Gotcha. So 16, are you a sophomore or are you a junior this
Junior.
year? Junior. Gotcha. Same question as your teammates. How do you feel like, is it any different? Last year you were an underclassman. Technically now you're an upperclassman, a junior. Does it feel any different, or is it just kind of another year on the team?
Kind of another year, but like Claire said, I got to step up
Sure.
and take more of a leadership position.
Gotcha. Do you feel like you've kind of embraced that, and has it come easy to you, or has it been something you've maybe struggled with a little bit so far?
I'm still working on it, but
Sure.
just keeping positive,
Gotcha.
just being a role model for the
Gotcha.
underclassmen.
Awesome. And from your, I guess, perspective, how do you feel like they've been doing? I know can maybe be a little difficult to make the transition from middle school. Now they're up here as some freshmen and even sophomores. From what you've seen, how do you feel like they've been doing?
They've been doing good. Definitely is a big transition, but they've
Sure.
been handling it well.
Gotcha. Awesome. Now, what about you? What positions do you kind of play? Where do you find yourself when you're out on the court?
I usually play like a lot wherever coach tells me to go.
Gotcha. It seems like a lot of you guys are maybe not set positions, but maybe interchangeable as much, which is good. You can kind of play wherever you'd like. What do you feel like is a strength of your game, either offensively or defensively? What's something that you feel like you're good at?
I don't know. I've definitely improved with my shooting, so
Gotcha.
I feel like that's more of a
Perfect.
positive.
Perfect. Awesome. And then last question here for you. What's any goals that you have for yourself or for the team as we get the season underway?
For myself, I just want to stay confident, and for the team, like just have fun all year,
Sure.
stay upbeat.
Yeah.
If we get a loss, then stay positive about it.
Absolutely. Kind of one of those things where you'll have your highs and your lows, but you can't get too high, can't get too low. You have to stay right there in the middle. So that's a great goal, and I really like that. So, Ruby, thanks for chatting with me. We wish you the best of luck this season.
Thank you.
Thank you. All righty. And who am I chatting with?
Addie Foster.
Addie, how are you doing today?
Good.
Awesome. Why don't we start by introducing yourself? Let's go with how old you are, where you're from, who your parents are.
I am a junior in
Where you're from?
Oh, Kingsley, sorry.
Gotcha. And who your parents are?
Nikki and Curtis Mose.
Perfect. Awesome. And sorry, you said you were a junior? Is that
Yes.
right? Gotcha. So a junior on the team. How do you feel like your relationship is with your teammates? Are you guys kind of a close-knit team?
Yeah, we're definitely close. With volleyball and basketball, we just get to know each other since it's such a small school.
Sure, sure. And so, yeah, obviously you play volleyball and play basketball. Do you play any other sports for Kingsley Pierson?
I'm unsure right now. I might do track,
Sure.
but I'm not sure. But in the spring and summer, I do travel volleyball and basketball.
Gotcha. Awesome. So even though you kind of just do volleyball and basketball, you kind of do it all year round.
Yes.
What positions do you play out on the court?
For basketball, I play the post.
Sure. Gotcha. What do you feel like is a real strength of your game when you're down low in the post?
Boxing out and going for the rebound and just putting it back up.
Gotcha. Yeah, I can tell. I mean, you're quite tall, so that definitely helps as well. So awesome. Last question here for you, and then we'll let you get back to it. Any goals that you have for yourself or for kind of your team as a whole as we kind of go throughout the season this year?
My goal is to push myself and work hard so then I can push my teammates to work hard.
Gotcha.
And to bring us like wins and stuff like that.
Sure. Awesome. Well, awesome. Well, we wish you the best of luck. Thanks so much for chatting. We'll let you get back to it.
Thank you.
Thank you. All righty, and we're cycling right through our Kingsley Pierson Panthers basketball players. And our next Panther, who am I chatting with?
I'm Julia Howe.
Julia, how are you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing good. Why don't we start by introducing yourself? Let's go with how old you are, where you're from, and who your parents are.
Okay. I'm 16, and my parents are Lance and Jenny Howe, and I'm from Kingsley.
Gotcha. So 16, does that make you a sophomore or are you a
Yep.
junior? A sophomore, gotcha. Were you on the team last year as a freshman?
Yeah.
Gotcha. So now, how do you feel like you've gotten better now, year number 2? I know kind of as a freshman it may be difficult up here at the high school level, year number 1, but now I'm sure you've got your feet under you a little bit more as a sophomore.
I'm a little bit more confident, and then I feel like the leadership role has also came along with getting older.
Sure, absolutely. Talk to me about your positions and where you find yourself out on the court when you're out there playing.
I'm probably usually going to be a guard, but then I can fill in for the post if they need me to,
Sure.
but not.
Yeah. Well, and that's something that, I mean, a lot of your teammates all have said that same answer. They're like, I can play this, but I can also play this,
Yeah.
you know. So it's nice to see that you guys are all kind of interchangeable and can do whatever you guys need to help the team be successful. What do you feel like is a strength of yours, either offensively or defensively, with whatever position you play?
Defensively, I think that I see the court pretty well, so like I can tell like when I need to get a steal or something like that.
Maybe anticipate well. Awesome.
Yeah.
Great to hear. And then any goals that you have for yourself or for the team as we I know we kind of just started the season, but I'm sure you've got some goals that you guys have discussed.
Yeah, for me, it would be to become more offensive, and then like as a team is like to work together and be a competitive team.
Gotcha. Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, we wish you the best of luck accomplishing those goals, and Julia, thanks so much for chatting
Thank
with me.
you.
Thank you. All righty. Next, Kingsley Pierson Panther. Who am I speaking with?
Willow Wright.
How are you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing good. Why don't we start off, kind of introduce yourself. Let's go with how old you are, where you're from, and who your parents are.
I'm Willow Wright. My parents are Melissa and Nick Wright, and I'm 15, and I'm from Pierson.
Gotcha. So are you a sophomore this season?
Sophomore.
Gotcha. Were you on the team last year as a freshman?
Yeah.
Gotcha. How do you feel like you've improved now, year 2 on the basketball team up here at the high school?
I think my shooting form has definitely improved since last year and the years before that.
Gotcha. Awesome. How do you feel like your relationship is with some of your teammates, especially some of the upperclassmen? Are they kind of good role models? Do they kind of help you along with, things that you might have questions with?
Yeah, they're really great role models. They're really encouraging, and they tell me what I'm doing wrong and how I can improve it.
Sure. Gotcha. What positions do you play when you're out on the court, and where do you find yourself?
I'm usually a post because I'm tall.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Awesome. What do you feel like a strength of your post game is, either offensively or defensively?
I'm tall. I can block shots.
Absolutely. That is definitely a part of it is, if you're tall and you have that ability to kind of deny the shots, why wouldn't you? Absolutely. Any goals you have for yourself or for the team?
I want to get better at ball handling personally, and as a team, sometimes communication can be an iffy spot with us.
Gotcha. So just continuing to stay active in the communication department and stay in constant contact. Awesome.
Yeah.
Love to hear it. Well, we wish you the best of luck. Thanks so much for chatting with us, and we'll let you get back to practice. Thank you. All righty, our next Pierson Panther basketball player. Who am I speaking with?
Ellie Hansen.
Ellie, how are you doing today?
Good.
Awesome. Great to hear. Why don't we start by introducing yourself? Let's go with how old you are, where you're from, and who your parents are.
I'm 16. I'm a sophomore. I live outside of Correctionville, and my parents are Chris and Amber Hansen.
Gotcha. So a sophomore. Were you on the basketball team last year as a freshman as well? Gotcha.
Yep.
How do you feel like you've gotten better now, year 2? I know kind of as a freshman it maybe can be a little bit of a transition from middle school up here at the high school, but now year number 2, so I'm sure you've gotten the hang of it a little bit better.
Yeah, I feel like my confidence has definitely gone up, and just like working as a team, like now I know like how everybody does stuff, and so I just know more about our team.
Yeah, and that's the thing. It takes reps and it takes time, and obviously you've got a little bit more time in now up here at this level. What positions do you play, and kind of where do you find yourself out on the court?
I'm a guard. Like I say, I have a decent shot, and so find me outside most of the time.
Gotcha. Awesome. And then that's exactly what I was kind of going to ask next is, what do you feel like is an advantage or a strength of your game? You said that you have a good shot, but what about maybe something defensively that you feel
Defense, I could stick with my girl pretty well. I get put on some of the faster girls sometimes, so sticking with them is pretty good.
Awesome. That's an important part of the game as well. Last question for you, and then we'll let you get back to it. Any goals you have for yourself or for the team this year?
Just work as a team more, communicate a little better, and then we'll have a pretty good team.
Gotcha. Awesome. And you're not the first person to say that with the communication, and it's one of those things where if a lot of people are focused on the same goal, it makes it that much more likely to come true. So,
yeah.
Awesome. So we wish you the best of luck. Thanks so much for
chatting.
Thank you. Thank you. All righty, and we're moving right along here. All righty. Who am I chatting with? Peyton, how are you doing today?
Good, how are you?
Doing good, thanks for asking. Why don't we start off by introducing yourself? Let's go with who your parents are, how old you are, where you're from.
My parents are Shannon and Casey Trapp. I live in Washita, and then I'm a sophomore.
Gotcha. So a sophomore this season. How do you feel like your relationship is with your fellow teammates? I mean, you play sports here at a small town. I'm sure the relationship is pretty good and pretty close.
Yeah, it's definitely gotten like a lot stronger from my freshman year. I love the girls. Like it's really fun playing with them.
Yeah,
So.
yeah, awesome. And do you play any other sports here at Kingsley Pierson?
I play volleyball and then I run track.
Gotcha. So volleyball, basketball, track, and it seems like that's another theme here at a small school is a lot of you guys play a lot of different sports together. Do you feel like that's an advantage here at a small school as opposed to, maybe playing in a city you only play basketball or you only play volleyball?
Yeah, you definitely like gain more of a relationship with them because you're just with them like so much throughout the day and like
Sure.
It's just really good to see them all the time. So.
Gotcha. Awesome. Tell me about your game. What do you feel like is the strength of your game offensively or defensively?
I feel like I can drive pretty well. Defense, I normally guard some of the bigger girls, so.
Gotcha.
I mean, that works out okay.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. Talk to me about goals. Is there any goal or any goals that you have for yourself or for the team this season?
Probably see the court better.
Gotcha.
Just understanding what's open and where's the best time to cut or the best move to make.
Awesome. Gotcha. Awesome. Those are good goals. I like those. We wish you the best of luck, and thanks so much for chatting with us, Peyton. We appreciate it. Thank you. Alrighty, now our next Kingsley Pierson Panther up here in the chair. Come on in. Hi, how are you?
I'm good, and you?
I'm doing very good. Thanks so much. So why don't we start off, introduce yourself. What's your name?
Ana Garcia Morillas.
Awesome. Nice to meet you. How are you doing?
I'm good, and you?
I'm doing very good. So here on the volleyball team, why don't we go with, where are you from?
Spain.
Spain. Gotcha. Did you play volleyball over in Spain, or is it the first time, or basketball, excuse me. Did you play basketball in Spain?
In Spain, I play handball.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
This is my first time playing volleyball and basketball.
Gotcha. Awesome. How have the teammates been? Have they been very welcoming to you? Have you been here?
Very nice.
Awesome. Awesome. And then do you have any goals for yourself or for the team this year? What do you want to accomplish? Learn? Yeah, absolutely. Well, that is part of it. You got to learn it to be able to play it. So awesome. Well, we wish you the best of luck. Thanks so much for chatting with us today. Thank you. All righty. Alrighty, our next Kingsley Pierson Panther. Alrighty, who am I chatting with?
Blakely Goodwin.
Blakely, how are you doing today?
Great.
Awesome, great to hear. Why don't we start by introducing yourself? Let's go with how old you are, where you're from, and who your parents are.
Okay, I'm 15, a freshman. I'm from Kingsley Pierson, and my parents are Nicole and Todd Goodwin.
Gotcha. So a freshman here on the team. How do you feel like, has it been a difficult transition? Kind of last year, you were obviously at the middle school. Now you're up here at the high school level. Has it been difficult being up here, or has it kind of just been relatively easy so far?
The competitiveness is different, but like everyone just is working together, and like we're all still learning. Like,
Sure.
So it's all fine. It's
Yeah.
not that hard to
Yeah.
adapt.
Awesome. Absolutely. Talk to me about some of the other girls on the team. Have you felt kind of welcomed up here at this level by some of the older girls?
And we're all like good friends because most of us played volleyball together, so we all already know each other. It's a small school, so
Sure.
we
Sure.
all know each other.
Yeah.
Our friends already. So
Gotcha. And so you play volleyball, you play basketball. Do you play any other sports for Kingsley Pierson?
Yeah, I play softball, track, and then I'm also on the dance team.
Gotcha. So you really do it all. Awesome. Talk to me about, it seems to me that a lot of you guys do a lot of different sports here at a small town. And to me, that it seems that can be an advantage because you guys are teammates all year round. Maybe can work out a little bit better as opposed to if you live in a city, you only play volleyball or you only play basketball. What do you think about that? Do you think it's an advantage living here?
I think it is, and like you take things that happened from the last season, like losses and stuff, and you like can put those towards the new season.
Sure.
On like the competitiveness and like,
Yeah. Yeah, it's one of those things, you've got the same teammates, it's just the ball changes color or shape or something of that nature. So awesome. Any goals that you have for yourself or for the team this season?
For a team goal, I feel like is to like stay competitive and still be comfortable playing together.
Gotcha.
All of us being new and
Gotcha. Awesome. Well, we wish you the best of luck in accomplishing your goals, and we hope you have a good rest of your practice and a good season this year. Thanks so much for chatting with us. Thank you. Alrighty, we're moving right along here through the Panthers. Now I believe we're to the freshmen. All righty. And who am I speaking with?
Cadence Hill.
Cadence, how are you doing today?
Good. How are you?
Doing good. Thanks for asking. Why don't we start off by kind of introducing yourself? Let's go with where you're from, how old you are, and who your parents are.
I'm from Kingsley, Pierson. I'm 15, a freshman, and my parents are Tony and Tori Hill.
Gotcha. So a freshman this year on the team. How do you feel like the transition from the middle school, now you're up here at the high school, has it been difficult? Has it been relatively easy?
Not really. It's like in between because
Gotcha.
the girls have helped me like adjust to it, but
Sure.
it's
Yeah.
not a really big level compared to the middle school.
Sure. You know, it's the same sport. It's just maybe, like I said, a different level, a little bit quicker and that sort of thing. But it's good to hear that, like you said, the other girls have kind of helped you out because sometimes it's not always like that. So would you say that obviously your teammates are very supportive, especially your upperclassmen that you've been playing with so far?
Yeah.
Gotcha. Awesome. Tell me about positions that you play. Where do you find yourself out on the court when you're out there?
More of a ball handler. Just
Gotcha.
guard.
Gotcha. How do you feel like, I mean, that to me, when you're kind of a ball handler, you have to have a little bit of a leadership role and confidence in handling your ball and that sort of thing. Give me some of your thoughts on, do you feel like that's kind of you?
Yeah, sometimes I can
Sure.
get a little mad at myself, but otherwise I try to lead my team. And
Gotcha. And it's, you know, it's one of those things, you are only a freshman, so you've got a lot of time to kind of improve and that sort of stuff. So any goals that you have for yourself or for the team this season?
just to work hard, stay competitive, work as a team.
Gotcha. Awesome. Well, we wish you the best of luck accomplishing those goals, and thanks so much for chatting with us. We'll let you get back to practice in there. Thank you. All right, rolling right through our freshmen. I believe Coach said that there's about 6 freshmen, which is a good group of freshmen here up here at the high school. And our next freshman, who am I speaking with? Briley. Awesome. How are you doing today?
Good, how are you?
Doing good. So why don't we start off by kind of introducing yourself with kind of who your parents are, how old you are, where you're from.
Okay, I'm from Kingsley, Pierson. I'm a freshman and I'm 15, and my parents are Chad and Katie Utash.
Gotcha. So just a freshman on the team. How do you feel like, you know, it's been this year up at the high school? Is it difficult up here so far, or has it been?
I think it's pretty like chill, like easy.
Sure. Gotcha.
Just getting to know everyone.
Gotcha. And how have the kind of older upperclassmen been? Have they been welcoming to you younger kids on the team and that sort of stuff?
They've been teaching us like all the new, like what it is to be like playing high school sports compared to middle school sports. And
Sure.
yeah.
Sure. And do you play any other sports besides basketball?
I do track, softball, volleyball.
Gotcha. And so it's one of those things where obviously you already played volleyball up here at the high school level. So now do you feel like since you've kind of played volleyball, maybe basketball is that much more easier since you've already played one sport up here at the high school?
Yeah.
Gotcha. Gotcha. Awesome. And then any goals that you have for yourself or for the team this year?
For myself, I would just say to like be competitive and not give up. For the team, I would just say the same thing, like be competitive, have a positive mindset, and go in the game like knowing that we're a team. And
Sure. Awesome. Awesome. Well, we wish you the best of luck accomplishing those goals, and we know that obviously games are going to start here before too long, so we wish you the best of luck in those as well. But thanks for chatting with us.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, we've got a few more Kingsley Pierson Panthers before we wrap things up. Alrighty, who am I speaking with?
McKinley Edwards.
McKinley, how are you doing today?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing good. Thanks for asking. Why don't we start us off with introducing yourself? Let's go with how old you are, who your parents are, where you're from.
I am a freshman. My parents are John and Katie Edwards, and I'm from Correctionville, Iowa.
Gotcha. So just a freshman this year. Is basketball something you did as an 8th grader?
Yes.
Gotcha. How do you feel like, is it, you know, that much different up here at the high school level as opposed to last year as an 8th grader down at the middle school?
It's definitely a bit tougher. We do a lot of work during practice, and it will pay off in the long run.
Sure. You know, it's one of those things where it's the same sport, but it's maybe just a little quicker, maybe a different level, a little bit more competitive and that sort of stuff. How have your teammates been kind of this year on the team up at the high school?
They've been good.
Gotcha.
They're really welcoming.
Gotcha. And how do you feel like your relationship is with kind of your fellow freshmen? I know there's quite a bit of you. There's, I think, 6 or 7, I think Coach said on the team. So you've got a nice group. How do you feel like your relationship is with your teammates there?
I think we're all really close, and we work well together in all sports.
Gotcha. Awesome. And then speaking of kind of all the different sports, what all sports do you play here for Kingsley Pierson?
I played volleyball, basketball, golf, and softball.
Gotcha. Awesome. So another multi-sport athlete. I'm sure that's common here at Kingsley Pierson. Do you feel like that's an advantage when all you guys play all these different sports as opposed to when you live in the big city, you know, you might only get a chance to play one sport like volleyball or basketball, but you guys here at a little town get to play all of them. Do you think that's a plus?
I think it's really beneficial
Sure, and it's one of those things where you were teammates with all these girls for volleyball already, so it's kind of like you already have the head start in the basketball season. Any goals that you have for yourself or for the team this year?
I just want to keep a positive mind, stay with the team, stay positive, and get close.
Gotcha. Awesome. Well, we wish you the best of luck and accomplishing those goals in the rest of the season. Thanks so much for chatting with us. Thank you. All righty. I believe one of our final Kingsley Pierson Panthers. And who am I speaking with?
Olivia Bilnar.
Olivia, how are you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing good. Thanks for asking. So why don't we start off? Can you introduce yourself? Let's go with how old you are, where you're from, and who your parents are.
I'm 15. I'm from Kingsley, and my parents are Dub and Casey Bilnar.
Gotcha. So you're a freshman on the team this year. Is basketball something you did as an 8th grader down at the middle school?
Yeah, I did.
Gotcha. Do you feel like it's a lot different up here at the high school, or is it a relatively easy transition for you this season?
Transition, but it's definitely a lot more at the same time.
Gotcha. So maybe easy, but a lot different at the same time. Sure. Gotcha. What positions do you play, and where do you find yourself out on the court?
I'm usually a guard.
Guard. Gotcha. And then what do you feel like a strength of your game is, either offensively or defensively, at that guard position?
I like playing defense, and I think I'm better at that than offensive.
Gotcha. Kind of pride yourself on defense. That's kind of an underrated part of the game. Everyone wants to score the points and shoot the baskets, but a good defender is always very, very important as well. Any goals that you have, either for yourself or for the team, as we get this season going?
For the team, probably just have fun and stay positive.
Sure.
Ups and downs.
Gotcha. Awesome. I like that goal. You're not the first person to say that, to kind of stay positive, and when everyone's focused on the same goal, it makes it that much more likely to come true. So thanks so much for chatting with me. We'll let you get back to practice. Thank you.
Thank you for watching this exclusive broadcast on Fuller Digital Solutions. To receive notifications and links about your favorite team's live streams, join our text club by scanning this QR code or text the word on the screen to the number shown. If your business would like to be a sponsor on broadcasts like this, please reach out to us at fullerdigitalsolutions@gmail.com. Join us all year long for coverage of your favorite team on Fuller Digital Solutions.